Is the housing market going to crash?
Anxiety hitting the real estate market.
Desperation is at an all-time high.
The real risk is affordability and recession.
Well, what you saw there was a clip from a video that I made last August of 2022. You can click up here and watch that video. There's a bunch of great information, including the history of interest rates. But let's get back to the question at hand. Is the housing market going to crash? You want the short answer to that? No. It did not crash in 2022, it did not crash in 2023, and there's no signs of the crash coming anytime soon. So in this video, I want to cover the current state of the housing market as of October 2023. I promise to not just sit here and talk your face off, but I'm gonna show you data and I'm gonna show you charts, so stick with me. Then I'm gonna give you my opinion based on everything I've seen and read about. So what you see here is a 3-year chart of home prices, and this information is coming to you via Redfin. So September 2023, US home prices rose 2.2% from last year, a median of $412,502. And the number of homes sold fell by 17.6% with only 412 plus units sold. That is a decrease from 500,000 homes last year. So month over month, home prices are up, but year over year, the number of homes sold is down. Very important to remember. Okay, moving on to housing inventory. There is currently 1.5 million homes listed for sale. Sounds like a lot. Hang in. That is a 15.8% drop from the previous year. The number of new listings also decreased by 11.4% to only 401,000 nationwide as of September. And properties typically sold in 32 days. And there was an average of 2 months supply year over year. That is a decline. And that's not good if you're waiting for the housing market to crash. Do you understand what I'm saying? No? Okay, no problem. Glad you asked. Let me clarify. Well, if you want to crash, you need to have more selling pressure than buying pressure. But there are far fewer sellers this year in 2023 than last year in 2022. Now, I want you to take a look at this. This is a 5-year chart of the percentage of homes that are selling above the list price. So in September 2023, 33% of US homes sold for more than their list price, slightly over 1% increase over last year. Only 19.3% of homes on the market dropped their price in 2022. 20% of homes dropped their price in this year in the month of September. So that number is coming down a little, and it's a far crazy cry away from 2021, 2022 levels. However, it's still well above the pre-pandemic levels. So pause, take a look at this for yourself.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So this is a 10-year chart. As you can see, it was averaging in the 4% pre-pandemic. During the pandemic, it dipped even lower, hitting in the 3s, but now it's clearly breached the 7% range, and it's been floating between 7.75% to 8% and even over 8% range. Now, I want to share with you what the experts are saying, and we'll start with mortgage interest rates. After that, my humble opinion. The experts say that mortgage interest rates will end this year only slightly lower than where they are today. And today, in mid-October, the 30-year mortgage rate sits at around 8.5%. The consensus expectation is that it's going to end the year in the mid-7% range. The analysts are also saying that the economy will remain resilient, the labor markets will remain strong, and this is going to prevent mortgage interest rates from falling dramatically. Now, let's talk about home prices. So there is a wide range of opinions. Zillow expects that home prices will actually increase by 4.9% over the next 12 months. However, Morgan Stanley, on the other hand, predicts that home prices will fall slightly over the next 12 months. Keeping in mind, these are nationwide numbers that I'm sharing with you. Okay, now I want to give you my humble opinion. First, starting with mortgage interest rates. The 30-year mortgage rate follows the 10-year yield, which is really high right now. The Federal Reserve is using quantitative tightening, meaning they're going to reduce the money supply to combat inflation because they gave so much of it away during the pandemic. So when the Fed reduces money supply, rates tend to increase. Now, I don't expect, and no one else does either for that matter, for the Fed to lower rates in 2023.
After all, recession indicators are still flashing red after some rather significant warning signs. Mortgage demand has fallen to levels not last seen since 1996.
But I believe the Fed will cut rates in 2024, as it is necessary in just a matter of time. The economy is not going to sustain these higher interest rates, and we're going to see a slowdown in GDP growth. So in conclusion, I'm wrapping up, stick with me, very important final information. The experts don't see the housing market crashing anytime soon. A slowdown in inflation, and we're going to see a slowdown in the labor market. So you're going to have to start cutting interest rates. And I think the first one is going to happen in 2024. No one has a crystal ball, but 2024 is the year in which we'll see rates starting to come down. Now, if you disagree with me, click again up in that corner, check out the video that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and compare what I said then to what happened and what I'm saying now. There's a lot of great information up there, fun to watch. Now, let's talk home prices. It's tough to predict because it's not just about supply and demand. There's a lot more that goes into it. I've said this before, it's all about consumer sentiment, aka how the customer feels. It's also about affordability, the economy, and of course, interest rates. So with that being said, if I have to give you my best guess, home prices are going to remain range-bound, kind of like this, over the next 12 months. So what does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me clarify. That means that I don't expect home prices to significantly increase or decrease over the next 12 months. That's nationwide. Now, South Florida is a little bit different.
Nationwide, the median home price declined. But here in Florida, competition is so steep, prices are up, and many are priced out.
As it has continued to attract primarily wealthy individuals from around the country, continuing to drive up demand and drive up prices here locally. And no one's selling their Airbnb homes. That also is not going to crash the market because inventory is just too low. So for you, my recommendation for you watching this video, if you're going to look and buy something, just make sure you can afford it. Make sure it's within your budget. Make sure that you're going to be happy there for years to come because no one has a crystal ball. It's better to just buy a house that you can be happy with and that you can afford. In fact, I personally encourage my buyers to buy a home in the middle to lower of their price range just so that I can help them make average look amazing. I have a huge list of contractors that I work with on a regular basis. So no matter where you are in this home buying or selling journey, if this video has brought any questions to your mind, please call me, text me. My number is going to show up right here. Go ahead, take a picture, screenshot it. Okay, good, you got it? All right, let's build a long-term relationship. And until next time, this is your best friend that you didn't even know you had, Josh Grant. Peace.